If this story moved you, subscribe for more human stories from the stars. Milky Way. The moment she stepped onto the observation deck, the aliens laughed. Tiny, fragile, harmless. One of them even mocked her voice, sharp as broken glass. But the girl didn't flinch. She adjusted her helmet, eyes glinting like twin suns, and smiled just enough to make them uneasy. Nobody knew Earth was underestimated, not like this. Not until they touched its soil, not until they saw the humans in their element. The aliens whispered behind metallic collars, counting her as insignificant, but every instinct screamed caution. Her shuttle's engine hummed a tune older than their fleet. Sensors flickered warnings she already understood. Hazard level 15. Her console read, blinking in red like a heartbeat warning. She barely acknowledged it. Survival, after all, was a human specialty. Then, the first probe malfunctioned. Sparks erupted in a shower of blue fire across the hull of the alien cruiser. She hadn't even touched it. Just her presence, her calculated movements, made their technology falter. The aliens froze. This wasn't supposed to happen. Tiny girls don't break ships. And then, she laughed. A single, sharp note that carried across the chamber like a weapon. It was a laugh full of history, of survival, of humanity. The aliens didn't know it yet, but this laugh was a warning. The aliens scrambled, trying to regain control of their systems. Alarms shrieked, red lights reflecting in their glossy exoskeletons. They had faced countless species, some deadly, some clever, but none like this. Earth humans were anomalies, small yet precise, fragile yet unstoppable. She stepped forward, each movement measured, almost casual. Sensors tracked her every step, feeding data into their AI cores. But the AI couldn't calculate instinct. It couldn't predict the unquantifiable, the human spark. And with every footfall, the aliens realized their advantage was slipping. Do you really think your planet can intimidate me? One of the larger aliens hissed, their voice vibrating with disbelief. She tilted her head, letting a single word slice through the tension. Try me. Outside the cruiser, Earth's storm clouds swirled violently. Her planet was a living threat. Volcanoes, magnetic storms, hurricanes, all waiting to answer any insult to her species. They had laughed at her size, but the warnings of her home world were etched into every cell of her being. Then, as if to punctuate the moment, a shockwave rippled through space. One of their smaller drones exploded without warning, vaporized in a flash of light. The aliens' arrogance began to crumble. Something was coming, something they could not control. The observation deck shook. Metal groaned under pressure, alarms screaming like banshees. The aliens' confidence was cracking, but they masked it with frantic gestures, pressing buttons that did nothing. Every system blinked red, every warning ignored at their peril. She didn't move a muscle. Her eyes scanned the alien fleet, calculating angles, anticipating reactions. Every human tactic she had learned in simulations, drills, and history lessons flowed through her veins. Tiny? Yes, but dangerous beyond measure. A second explosion rocked the ship. Sparks rained down, burning circuits that had once been untouchable. The aliens' murmurs turned to panic. They hadn't counted on instinct, on adaptability, on humanity. And Earth itself wasn't done. Storms raged below, magnetic pulses interfering with their communications. Why is your planet unstoppable? Another alien gasped. She tilted her head, voice soft but cold, carrying the weight of an entire species' history. Because you don't respect us. In that instant, the tiniest shift in the air told her more than any scanner could. Something was moving outside the fleet, something massive, deliberate, and undeniably Earth-made. The aliens didn't see it coming, but she did. The alien fleet hesitated, engines thrumming in confusion. What had seemed a simple mission, observe, mock, maybe annex, had spiraled into chaos. Every calculation they made failed, every plan unraveling like frayed rope. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. The flicker of determination in her eyes, the slight shift in stance, spoke louder than any words. Humans had endured plagues, wars, cosmic catastrophes. She carried all that resilience in a single heartbeat. A magnetic pulse from Earth's orbit slammed into their formation, twisting ships like paper in a storm. One cruiser tumbled, engines screaming as it spun helplessly. The aliens' coordinated attacks disintegrated into random chaos. And yet, she remained calm, almost amused. Tiny humans, they thought, fragile and weak. Then, from the depths of her shuttle, a new weapon hummed to life. Not alien, not predictable, not understood. Its energy signature danced with danger. A low, steady vibration filled the deck. The aliens exchanged panicked glances. Something big was about to happen, something they could not survive if they misjudged it. Her voice cut through the tension like a blade. Welcome to Earth's defense. The aliens froze as the weapon's hum grew louder, resonating through every hull, every metal spine. It wasn't loud, it was precise, surgical, designed to dismantle arrogance and overconfidence. They had mocked her, underestimated Earth. Now, they felt its warning. She moved closer to the viewport. Below, Earth's storms churned like living beasts. Volcanoes sent ash into orbit. Hurricanes twisted like titanic fingers. Electromagnetic pulses cracked the atmosphere. This wasn't just a planet. It was a weapon, waiting for its defenders to call upon it. Do you see now? She asked, almost rhetorically. Hazard level 15 isn't a warning. It's a promise. The aliens' eyes widened, a mix of fear and disbelief. They had cataloged planets, ranked threats, yet nothing had prepared them for human unpredictability. The first alien ship tried to flee, engines screaming, but Earth's magnetic pulse interfered, twisting its trajectory. Another drone plummeted, vaporizing in a flash. And still, she didn't flinch. Every movement she made was deliberate, a silent taunt. Then, in a heartbeat, the comm shifted. A tremor, subtle but unmistakable, ran through the fleet. Something massive was approaching from behind the stars. Earth's hidden arsenal, unseen until now. The aliens realized, too late, that the tiny Earth girl was only the beginning. From the darkness beyond the fleet, enormous silhouettes emerged. Earth's secret defenders, colossal ships humans had built in shadows, disguised as mere satellites. The alien scanners struggled, overwhelmed by the technology they couldn't comprehend. Humans hiding giants? Ridiculous, until now. She activated the shuttle's comm system. "Welcome to the real Earth," she said, her voice calm, but carrying an edge sharp enough to cut metal. The aliens' fleet faltered, trying to process what they were seeing. Every assumption they'd made about humanity crumbled with each pulse of energy from the hidden vessels. One alien barked an order, their tone frantic, desperate. But orders meant nothing here. The humans had no need for conventional warfare. Every drone that moved against them failed, every strategy countered by instinct and ingenuity. Tiny humans, underestimated humans, were now rewriting the rules of engagement. Then, without warning, one of the alien cruisers erupted. A beam of pure, refined energy tore through its hull, vaporizing it in seconds. The aliens screamed in disbelief, realizing their arrogance had been their undoing. And still, she didn't move, a subtle smirk on her lips. The calm before the storm shattered as the hidden Earth fleet fully revealed itself. Now, it wasn't just a single girl, it was her planet, and it was ready to fight. The alien commanders stared in horror as their formation disintegrated. Calculated maneuvers failed, advanced weapons misfired, and panic spread like wildfire. Every ounce of their technological pride faltered before the unpredictable force of Earth. She gripped the shuttle controls, eyes narrowing. Tiny? Perhaps. But humans thrived in situations that defied logic, bending reality with ingenuity and instinct. One misstep from the aliens, one overlooked variable, and their fleet would become history. A second wave of Earth's hidden arsenal emerged from behind the gas clouds, ships designed to harness storms, magnetism, and gravitational anomalies. They weren't just attacking, they were controlling the environment itself. The aliens had never encountered warfare on this scale, orchestrated by a species they had deemed insignificant. The first alien flagship tried to flee, engines screaming into the void, but Earth's gravitational manipulation snapped it back like a puppet. Cracks spidered across its hull, alarms wailing as the humans closed in. The tiny girl's voice cut through the chaos, calm yet terrifying. "You laughed. You mocked. Now, you pay attention." And then, just as the aliens thought the worst was over, a new pulse erupted from Earth's core, unseen and unstoppable, sending shockwaves through the remaining fleet. The message was clear: underestimate humanity at your own peril. The remaining alien ships trembled, systems failing as Earth's hidden technologies began reshaping the battlefield. The girls' shuttle weaved effortlessly between chaos and destruction, a tiny phantom commanding the impossible. Every glance, every movement seemed trivial, but each one carried the weight of an entire planet. Level 15 isn't a number, she muttered, almost to herself. It's a statement. Around her, electromagnetic pulses danced across the fleet, tearing circuits apart and sending drones spinning into space. The aliens' confidence had evaporated. Tiny, harmless humans? They were a myth. She activated another sequence. Plasma harpoons shot out from concealed satellites, wrapping around alien cruisers like chains, yanking them into planetary storms. Thunder rolled across the skies of Earth below, yet the girl's focus never wavered. One miscalculation from her adversaries, and they would be gone, scattered like stardust. The aliens tried to communicate, pleading, bargaining, but she didn't respond. Words meant nothing here. Actions carried history, survival, and power. And Earth was alive, watching, ready to strike through her hands. Then, a piercing alarm rang across her shuttle. Something unexpected, an alien ship, smaller, faster, approaching her directly. Its purpose? Unknown. But her instincts screamed danger. She tightened her grip, ready to show why humanity could never be underestimated. The small alien ship darted toward her shuttle, sleek and deadly, engines humming with lethal intent. The girl's eyes narrowed. Tiny humans, fragile humans, they thought they could ambush her. They didn't understand. Every move she made was learned, every instinct honed across centuries of survival. She twisted the shuttle, dodging with uncanny precision. Sensors screamed, lights flashing red, but she moved like a shadow, anticipating the attack before it even began. The alien pilot's eyes widened. No calculation, no protocol could predict her. Humans thrived in chaos. A sudden pulse of energy from Earth's orbit blasted the small ship, throwing it off course. Sparks erupted, metal twisted, and the aliens realized too late that she wasn't alone. She was the spearhead, yes, but the planet itself was the weapon. Her voice came through the comm system, calm but cutting. You laughed at us. You called us weak. Look around. Look at your fleet. Look at what you've underestimated. Every word was a hammer, driving the point home. The aliens' arrogance had crumbled, replaced with fear. And then, from deep within Earth's core, another pulse surged outward, an unstoppable, terrifying force. The remaining alien ships were trapped between her ingenuity and the fury of a planet. The final act was about to begin, and no one would walk away unchanged. The alien fleet had nowhere to run. Every escape route blocked, every maneuver anticipated. Earth itself seemed alive, bending storms, magnetic fields, and gravitational forces to its defenders' will. The tiny girl's presence wasn't just symbolic. It was a signal. Underestimate humanity, and you pay the ultimate price. She activated the final sequence. A radiant surge of energy shot from hidden orbital cannons, striking the remaining ships with surgical precision. They exploded in bursts of blinding light, one after another, until only silence remained. The survivors drifted, stunned, forever changed by a species they had mocked. Stepping onto the scorched observation deck, she looked out at the aftermath. The wind from Earth's storms howled like a victory cry. Every scar on the alien ships told a story they would carry back to their worlds. Do not underestimate humanity. Tiny? Perhaps. But hazard level 15 was no joke. Her eyes, calm yet fierce, scanned the horizon. Let this be a warning, she said softly, voice carrying across the cosmos. We endure. We survive. And when underestimated, we strike. The galaxy would remember this day, not for the ships that fell, but for the Earth girl who laughed last. And somewhere in the distance, Earth's storms raged on, as if approving the lesson taught to the arrogant. Tiny humans, yes, but unstoppable. The end.